Hi-de-ho Stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you how to do this adorable little snowman card. It is done with Journey Media products. A lot of you are afraid to use Journey Media, but it's just another way of coloring and putting texture onto your cards. So let me just show you how easy this is, but how adorable is this little card. So the stamp sets that I'm going to be using are the Snowmen Days stamp set, which is absolutely adorable. It's got 13 stamps in it with some beautiful words, some adorable little snowmen, and a lot of accessories. It is a bundle, so we do have the die cuts for all of the little snowmen. They're just adorable. And you know me, I'm always, whenever I'm doing things, I always do extras so that I don't have to get out all my other stuff. So I've cut out some of my candy canes and my snowmen, and I put them in our Journey Media storage system. So they're all ready to go for the next time. I love that. And the words came out of a stamp set that I love called Sparkle Trim, and I'm using the words Merry Christmas out of there. All right, so we're going to get started. Like I said, there's a lot of Journey Media product on here. We're going to start with the background because that's going to be wet. We're going to use our color splash paper, which is our watercolor paper. So let me just move these things out of the way, and we'll start by bringing in an old one of my blocks. All right, this is an old block, and I'm going to bring in some of our liquid color. Now, a lot of you ask what our liquid color is. It's just a water-soluble ink, and we can use it for many, many different things, but I'm going to use it here to color my background. So I'm going to put some right on here like this, using it direct from the bottle. I am going to bring in my angled brush right here. This is, you want a good brush, and in our Journey collection, this is our 3/4 inch brush, and it's absolutely phenomenal. All right, you do want a good brush for that. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my spritzer, which is right here. This is our media spritzer. You get 3 in a pack. They go a long way, and I'm just going to take and wet my paper. All right, you can also take some water. I'm going to bring in a little bit of water in case I need it with my my liquid color right here. All right, and I'm going to, now for this, you really don't need to really think about what you're doing. You're just going to have a good time coloring. All right, so we've got this paper that's extremely wet. I've got my brush that is loaded with my liquid color, and I want you to do this without even thinking. We're just going to take and we're going to just splash this on. No two ever come out the same. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just going back and forth, and I just want to leave a little hill at the end. So I'm just going to go down like this. All right, it's hard to explain because you're going so fast, but like I said, no two ever come out the same. That's all there is to it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that aside to dry. Literally, that is all you have to do. Now let me just show you the difference between how wet it is right now and when it dries. It dries a lot lighter, and like I said, no two ever come out the same. Now you know me, when I do things, I never do just one of them, and I have been doing, I think I did 50 of these. So what I did was I did all the backgrounds first, and then I went back and I did some of the other things while they were drying. So I want you to see, let me just move this out of the way so I don't get anything wet or blue where I don't want blue to be. But I just want to show you how different each and every one of these backgrounds look. But they're all so absolutely beautiful. So you can go light, you can go dark, you can, you know, it's so pretty. It's just absolutely pretty. So while that is drying, I am going to take and work on some of the rest of the card. So let me just leave this in here like I always do so you can see what I'm doing, and move out some of my water because I'm literally done with that. So when I say to do more than one card at a time, I really want you to do more than one card at a time because it's just easier, and like I said, you can do all of these backgrounds, let those dry while you're working on your snowmen and some of the other things. All right, so I'm moving these out of the way. I'm going to bring in, now you know me, I've pre-cut some of my snowmen here so that you don't have to wait while I'm working on those. So here's my snowmen. I have one that's actually all colored also, and the way I colored them was with my color splash pencils, and these are our watercolor sets. You know that with our colored pencils, you have layers and layers and layers of them. So here's your color palette. We have every color in our color repertoire, all right? So you can do that by mixing and matching, but they're absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. These, like I said, are the Color Splash pencils. These are our watercolor, this is our watercolor set. Just absolutely gorgeous. So let me just finish up the coloring. I do have one more thing to color on him, and that would be our little shading. I'm going to bring in my gray color here and just kind of go around the outside. Now you can use your pure color pencils on here if you'd like also, but I did do a little bit of shading with them, and I use them for just the watercolor part of it. All right. So what I'm doing now is just putting in a little bit of shading so that it looks like he's not just flat. All right, he's a little round snowman. They're just so chunky and cute. I'll bring in my watercolor. Let me find my small one here. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of shading to this right here. Remember, these are the watercolor pencils, so I'm using my water inside my blending brush. And I'm just going to kind of shade that around there. There. Alrighty, so he's all ready to be put on there. And then I also used my watercolor pencils on my little sled right here. So we have our sled and we have our little guy all done. Now let me just take and bring back in my card base. Let's just take my card base, and I'm going to stamp the words Merry Christmas on here on the side part of it. All right, so let's take our Merry Christmas. I'm going to take my Catalina Splash and just stamp Merry Christmas. Now, if I was doing these in a set of 50, which is what I did, I just take and do all of my base cards first, and then do all of my backgrounds. So I do it like an assembly line, but it's a lot of fun. All right, so there's that. And then what we need to do is to bring back in our dried piece right here. All right, so I've got that and that. Let's move these little guys out of the way. And we're going to take and we're going to do some more Journey Media on here. Let me bring back in a scrap piece of paper. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put some modeling paste on the bottom just to give it some texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to slather this on, and this is going to give it some, that's way too much. This stuff goes such a long ways. But what I'm going to do is just kind of slather this on the bottom like this. All right. And just make it look like it's got some rolling hills in here. All right, just like that. And then you want to take and close this up quite quickly because you don't want it to dry up. So I'm going to put my saran wrap back on, put the top back on, and we are good to go. All right, that just saves the life of your modeling paste. Now before it dries, I'm going to take and I'm going to add some of our sparkle cuts right here. Okay, and just sprinkle them on, and they will dry nicely. All right, so there's that one. Okay, so now what I would have done is I would have done my background, set all of those aside to dry, all 50 of them. Then I'll go back while those are drying and do my Merry Christmas. And then while this is drying, I am going to take and just set those aside and work on the next part of it. All right, so for the sake of doing this, all right, I am going to grab my finished one right here. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take this, bring back my sheet because we need some snowflakes. So this is really a lot of fun. Bring in just an old block. We're going to get some of our white acrylic paint. Now, this was on sale last month, so you guys should have some of this already. Just put a little tiny bit right there. We're going to add some of our water again and mix it around really well. All right, so we're going to get our spritzer out again. We're going to add water to our acrylic paint. and just mix it with our nice round brush. All right, you want it to be nice and wet. Okay, you're going to pick that up, and what we're going to do is we're going to just take and we're going to just flick it with our little brush right here. Make sure you have a lot on there. And you see how we've got some nice white spots, but not too many. I might just add just a little bit more because, like I said, I do like the snow. In the skylight like that, whoa, that's way too much, but okay. Anyway, I'll be doing a few more of these. Spritzer. You want it to be wet so that it comes off of your brush nice and easy. All right. We're going to take and we're going to add some of that. Gets a lot of water to it, and then just spritz. That needs more water, and you can tell because it doesn't come off your brush. All right. So let's just add a little bit more water right there to it. There we go. See how it just kind of spritzes and it looks like snow. So it looks like it's snowing at the in the midnights. All right, so there's that, all done. I'm going to set that aside to dry. Like I said, I'm going to bring back in one that I've already started, which would be right here. Okay, and we will be ready. So I did my background, I did my snow, and then I did my snow down here. So I'm going to take and I'm going to pop this up with my Journey foam squares. I'm going to use my big ones, okay? Getting them right in the middle. And here we go. Let's see. I'm going to put them here and here also, just because this is a watercolor piece and we want it to lay nice and flat. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take and put this right even, side to side, up and down, with my Merry Christmas. So far, isn't that adorable? I did this for my team swap. We had a holiday swap, and this is what I did for my team swap. So it just came out really cute, I think. All right, we're going to take some of the mini foam squares and put it on the back of my sled. Alrighty, so here is this. Alright, I love these little tiny guys. They just fit so nicely on things like this. Tiny, tiny, tiny and adorable. Alright, so this little guy's going up the hill. Alright, just like that. And this little guy is going to be like a skater dude. Alright, put some mini foam squares on the back of him right there. And I want them to be like, woo, here we go, up and down. So isn't that adorable? And like I said, other than just a little bit of drying time, these are very, very fast. Like I said, I just whipped off 50 of them, and I brought them to my team meeting. I just do some, like I said, they're just so easy. They're so cute. Give it a try. These little snowmen are just getting to be so popular. I've sold quite a few of these sets, and actually in the bundle. So if you're interested in that, hop on over to my blog or my online store, and you can get those there. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Take care, have a great day, and the holidays are coming fast. Bye-bye.